You're listening to the Packernet Podcast Network.
We all have smartphones, and we all know they're pretty amazing, but they also can be amazingly distracting, especially when we're around other people. So US Cellular wants us to reset our relationship with our phones by putting down our phones for $5. That's right, a company that sells phones wants us to put down our phones. And to see what we find, learn more at uscellular.com/built for us.
With threats to our nation waiting around every corner, adaptability is more important than ever. When conditions change without notice, quick strategic thinking is crucial. And with obstacles consistently impending, determination is essential in overcoming them. It's this willingness, decisiveness, and resilience that sets Marines apart. With our fighting spirit, we don't just fight battles, we win them. Marines are the constant our nation counts on to fight the unknown. And through adaptable problem solving, we do just that. Learn more at Marines.com.
Actually, it's the lead play in our offense. We ask our YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet, get an isolation with the linebacker. We tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Jacob in Wisconsin. We've got Emilio in Tennessee, and we're here to take our medicine this evening and watch the rewind of the Packers-Falcons game last year, week 2. Obviously, a tough loss for the Packers. I believe losing by 1 point. We're going to go back and kind of relive what happened, why did it happen, that type of thing. We're going to do it through the highlight reel. It won't be the chalk talk segment. So just to kind of give us a little bit different angle. And how we doing tonight, fellas? Jacob, what's going on, bub?
I'm all right. I thought we were going to, I forgot that this was one of those heartbreaking games, but Omar is talking about it in the chat. I forgot. It will be good for me, though, because usually when we lose, I completely bury it. And it never happened. Just drink about it and then forget that it ever happened. No, but it will be good to look back and see where we could have improved, and hopefully we don't make the same mistakes this year. And we got guys filtering in here. What do we got? Larry, Chris, M. Smitty, Omer, Ron, Dave. How is everybody doing? I got allergies. It's driving me nuts. So
it's that time of the year, bro. I don't know if I had a touch of the flu or if it was just crazy allergies. I think I'm finally over it, but it kicked my butt, man. It was about 4 days of that. I'm sure Emilio's dealing with the same thing. Pollen's crazy down your way.
Dropping in sheets, dude. Like you wash the car off, next day covered, even carport, whatever. You need to seal that thing in the garage or something. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely. Just got to always make sure you
wash your hands, wash your butt, man. That's it. That's all.
That's our boss for allergy season, right?
Yeah.
So just so you know. All right, let's get into it. But before we do, you guys ready to dive into this tape?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Like I said, we're going to do it through the highlight reel. All right. And we've got the sound, but I've also got the telestrator keyed up too here. So we'll go. If there's a play you guys want to see again, just say, hey, Clayton, roll that back. And I'm sure I'll be geeking out before you guys do. But here we go, man. Again, this is week 2. The Packers step into Atlanta, Georgia. Emilio was in the crowd with his sombrero on.
Yep.
Down there with that Southern hospitality and with the great folks of Atlanta.
I was actually right above the bird's nest. They straight up just brought in a cheese grater. It covered 20 people as they carried this thing in over their heads.
Love it. All right, let's get into it. Again, these are highlights from NFL.com. And it's just like a 14-minute highlight reel that'll play, and we will stop it. We'll be able to draw on the screen, all that good stuff, just to kind of give us in order what happened during this game. Again, the Packers stepped into this game with a 1-0 record after just absolutely dominating the Chicago Bears in Chicago. So here we go. Already we gotta take a look at that. So on the first play here, 1st and 10, 13:53 left. They're gonna run a little smoke screen here on us, right? And if you notice on the smoke screen, they kind of did a little cheap motion over, and they're setting up this bunch formation, right? So you got bunch nasty X is what you essentially have here. There's your nasty X on the other side. Everything's nasty across the board. Notice you got one safety kind of creeping into the box. That's Darnell Savage. So you can tell that's how they chose to attack this bunch set. So you can see you've got 3-on-3 here, right? Now, the ball snapped. You see the smoke screen setting up. And the way this is designed to work, 18 is going to block down. Let's go red here. 18 is going to block down. You got, I think this is Kyle Pitts is going to get out here on the perimeter and try to help block a little bit. Mm-hmm. What you're going to notice for me here is Darnell Savage, really aggressive. He's going to come in and try to make the tackle and watch him completely whiff. You see the smoke setting up. Kyle Pitts really kind of screwed the pooch on his block, to be honest with you. But you see Darnell Savage has got a shot at this play, right? Mm-hmm. You got a hat on a hat. Now, 63 is going to get hands on him a little bit, but still kind of washed out of the play there, right? So, and of course, you see Quay coming in and cleaning it up. Of course, Kenny too. Kenny with another great hustle play. We seen it yesterday when we did the Chicago game. Kenny just hustling his rear end off, man, getting down the field to help make the tackle there. So, what do you guys think about that? Anything you want to add? You want to keep it moving? Talk to me.
I mean, I think that's a prime example of what we're hoping we corrected when we got guys like Bullard and Williams and X and a whole bunch of other guys on the defense, Cooper, all those guys. We looked at the fact that they take good angles, and when they do take those angles, they rarely miss the tackle, especially when they're coming very violently right there. I don't know. Darnell had his flashes, and I really wish the best for him, but it was too many of these types of highlights or lowlights that is why he's not going to be a Packer.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And if we're in base there, we have that linebacker that can maybe sneak out, a little bit sooner sort of thing. I don't know. It's going to be cool how he attacks it. So,
yeah. Now, this next play here, they come out in what appears to be a pistol 12. Now, this is looks like a number 40 on this cat, so it could have been an H-back. So you could call it 21 or you could call it 12 with him kind of moving around at the tight end position. There's your two tight ends. Obviously, your one running back, they got the close split action that they love so much. This is the thing that frustrated me when I heard podcasters last year talking about, I'm so sick of playing with a light box. Guys, you got a 34 jam front, and you've got 3 defenders in the box there. You've got 8 defenders in the box. There's nothing else you can do right here as a coaching staff. You've got 8 defenders in the box. It's just get out here and play the run. Now, obviously, they're using a little cheat motion. I believe he's going to lead block, if I remember correctly. And this is going to be kind of a little outside zone / stretch play here. And he's just going to look to cut it back inside, if I remember correctly. Here we go with the audio. First of all, what do you notice?
Hold it.
That's Kenny.
Oh.
And what's crazy is, as I roll it back here, and again, I know we said we were going to play it all the way through once, but I'm already failing. You'll notice they run a little stunt here. Kenny's going to kind of jam out just a touch, and you're going to notice that Preston Smith is going to stunt inside just a touch. So it kind of takes Preston Smith out of the play, and Kenny's kind of shooting that gap. This is one of those plays we were talking about where they're actually playing one gap. Mm-hmm. One back equals, right, one gap. Look at that. Kentucky signature.
Nice.
Look at that right there. Yeah, look, put my little face here too. People got smile, stogie right there. I've never drawn that before, have I? There you go. All right. So again, watch Kenny shoot the gap here. Right? Look, you got to make a play. I mean, look at Kenny right here, man. You can't ask for a better. You schemed it up perfect, right?
He's got the leverage too in that angle. Look at that. Well, he does get a little.
Yeah. Still, man, like, come on. It's tough. Now, once you get to this point, you've already committed 5 on the line of scrimmage, right? And that's one of the problems with being overly aggressive against the run is now behind you. You see here, Quay's probably your only shot. Yeah. Devondre Campbell actually played this pretty well. He's got to set the edge, so he stays on that outside shoulder of the blocker, as you see right there, right? Mm-hmm. So he's doing the proper thing there, and Quay's just a little late to the ball, right? And again, a first down. And of course, Savage coming in and laying the thump for no reason, but that's the way it was. But he's fired. Now that's I about cussed. Whew, that's the stuff that really ticks me off. Look at how many yards they just got, and watch Savage. Yeah, boy, that's right. Yeah. What are you? Shut up. What are you talking about? It drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, next play, 1st and 10 here for the Falcons. Obviously, they're driving. 12:40 left in the first quarter. Let's play it.
On the 36-yard line on first down, Leonard King, he got rid of the football, and it was picked up, intercepted by Rasul Douglas.
Rest in peace. Sorry.
Yeah, hurts a little bit, don't it? It's like, yeah, we got an interception. Oh, yeah, we traded him. But let's take it all the way back here and kind of see what happens. Again, pressure pick, coverage sack. We talk about it all the time. They use a little cheat motion here. They got a 3. This is actually an empty set here. So they're going empty, what appears to be probably empty base or empty 12. Probably empty. No, that's probably empty 11 because we got our nickel set out there. As you guys see, we're in our nickel 2-4-5, right? So there's your front. And again, we're going to play it in slow motion here. Watch the pressure right off the bat. You see Preston rushing. All right, Preston's going to come off the edge. But look who's getting – look at Kenny pushing the pocket.
Kenny.
Yep, moving that pocket. And again, right here, that is the reason you got that interception, right, guys?
Yeah.
Look at that pocket. So, yeah. And again, Rasul Douglas, it's just a duck. And Rasul steps into it, picks it off.
I was so hyped when that happened. I was jumping, dude.
No doubt, man. No doubt. So you're seeing already Kenny having a little bit of an impact right on the pass rush. No doubt. Now, on the first play, what did you see? You've seen him shoot the gap and miss the tackle, essentially, right? Over pursue inside, if you will. So,
and it's been 4 minutes, and we've already talked about Kenny this much.
Right.
Is he an impact player? I don't know. I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah. And inconsistency, obviously, we've already seen it. One play you see him miss a tackle in the backfield. The next play you see him pretty much force the turnover, right? And that's why when you look at the PFF grades, they're always going to penalize significantly for inconsistent play. So the Packers obviously get the ball back here. 11:22 left in the first quarter, 3rd and 11 play, kind of back against the wall just a touch. And we're going to come out in what appears to be an 11 empty. I'm trying to see where the running back is. So you got Patrick Taylor here, right? One running back, one tight end, empty set. Notice they're in a nasty split as well. So nasty tight, right?
5 wide inside the numbers.
Yeah, pretty wild.
And
you're kind of forcing these guys to play inside out, right? And you can see the defense is already, they said the hell with it. We're just going to mug everybody at the line of scrimmage here, right? And you got a little stack look out here, and I'm sure you got a safety off screen deep, maybe a couple. So let's roll the tape and see what happens here. 3rd and 11 play, ball's in Jordan Love's hands.
We're down at 11. Love, down he goes.
So now if you guys will remember, this was the problem, Jacob. Remember us talking about, is he setting the protection? Is he not? Halfway through the year, they started letting him set the protection.
Yep.
Because, and again, I don't mean to harp on it, but if Love wasn't setting the protection the first half of the year, you know who was? This guy right here. Now, keep in mind, when you come to this set here, right, and I'm assuming everybody is in the pass route somewhat. There might be a couple chips, but you've got 5 offensive linemen, right? Yep. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys mugging. If all 6 blitz here, right, if they all come after the quarterback, you've got to know where your hot read is. What I mean by that, if these guys are firing, right, and let's say Patrick Taylor is going to go out in a pass route here, say he chips or whatever, he's got to know he's the hot receiver. No matter where he goes, Jordan has got to know as soon as the ball is snapped, if these guys blitz, I got to get that thing out quick. And instead, Jordan tries to make a guy miss. And again, it's a first-year starter mistake. And I think he cleaned that stuff up the second half of the season. Let's see. So they're bringing everybody, except for 93 on the opposite side. See how 93 is just kind of standing tall there? Yeah. So he's coming free. He's got to go right here.
Right. It looked like, roll it back just a little bit, it looked like Rashid and Patrick both took the same. You know, if Rashid took the inside guy, Rashid just opened his hips to the outside dude right away. If he maybe took the inside guy and had Patrick hold that corner there.
And this is what it comes down to, is setting the protection. We don't know what the protection call was.
Right.
But if they set the protection to where, you know, let's say they ID this guy as the mic. If that was the case, then your protection should have been the center on him, right? Guard here, tackle there, which means if Patrick Taylor is in the pass route, however way, right, then you're going to have a free rusher. And that's what I mean by Jordan has got to know where his hot is. There's one too many that's probably fire in here. The ball has got to come out. Now, you can blame you can blame Josh Myers. You can blame Jordan Love for not getting the ball out. But you've also got to look at the young receivers. And, again, this is before they all started to gel. Notice this receiver does not turn and give a peek here. See, he gives him nothing. So Jordan's already got a rusher in his face. Now, immediately they jumped all over Rasheed Walker going, what are you doing? What are you doing? I think it was the way the protection was set.
Right.
And again, I mean, look right here, Jacob. Josh Myers is blocking no one. Right.
It could have been even a fan protection too, Clayton, and he was, and Walker was stepping out. He was just thought Patrick was going to chip him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So again, that's how that play unfolded. Just a free runner. Jordan just tries to make a play. I don't like that right there. I'll tell you that.
If you want to just slightly play that back, it looks like that Taylor was trying to just hopefully get off and make a pass route out of that. Because if you watch, he doesn't really try. Let's see that. Yeah. He doesn't turn around. He doesn't even see that Jordan's scrambling right now. He just didn't chip off there. So,
yeah, that's probably where Jordan was trying to get the ball to. So.
Right.
Yep. So then Myers should have let Elton know you got to take.
Yep.
Definitely. So what you would put in the notes here, huge miscommunication was setting the protection.
Right.
So that happens with the young teams, man. Just the way it is. All right. Let's go to the next play here. So obviously the Packers ended up having a punt there. So now we're back on defense. 3rd and 7 play, 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Looks like we're in a nickel 2-4-5. Actually, this is one of those odd looks. This is kind of neat. So you got one down lineman and everyone else is standing. This is a lot like that psycho package we used to talk about, right?
Sean Gary's out there now. It's a pass rusher. They want to make sure everything stays in front of them.
Ooh.
Mm.
Oh.
I had the same reaction, Jacob. It's like pressure in his face. Yeah. How did he catch that?
That's
so. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's it. Preston on a delayed blitz. That's kind of and he laid the wood on him too.
Yeah. Oh, he absolutely did. Yeah. So that's what they were kind of doing. They were wanting Preston to kind of fade back just a touch, and he's rushing the whole time. It's just what we call a dog blitz, right?
Right.
It's a delayed dog blitz. It's let everybody declare their blocking assignment, then you find the hole and hit it.
And we threw a cat in, and we threw a cat on top of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. At the bottom. Good on there, Emilio. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. Like, I get frustrated because everybody's like, we're playing too soft, we're playing too conservative. It wasn't the case last year. It's just guys couldn't make a play, man.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I thought we were too aggressive at times, to be honest with you. But you see Quay's in a pretty good spot right here, right? I mean, he looks like he's setting up pretty nice. They got a little drag, little candy across the front there. And then right off the backside, they're just going to play that little spot up top right there.
Mm.
You got to be able to make that play, man. You got to. And that's on a 3rd and 7. You get the ball back right there, let your offense get their feet under them, So just a tough start for the defense.
Janu Smith for Falcons first down. What a throw. Safety's tackle.
All right, 2nd and 8. Here we are. They're now at the roughly the 49-yard line, about to cross midfield. You see Rasul, we're in man coverage right here, okay? This is 34 jam, and it looks like we're probably playing cover 1 man would be my guess here. So 2nd and 8 for the Falcons.
75 yards on the ground last week.
Now, again, I know people love man coverage, but this is what happens when you play man coverage. If you're not playing man coverage, let me explain what I mean by that. If you're not playing man coverage in this situation, and this receiver motions over, Rasul does not follow him. What probably happens is you probably have this guy creep up and take him in whatever kind of catch, whatever kind of zone spot drop that he's going to be running. Okay. Right. And Rasul stays put. So now you got a hat on a hat. And this run, Rasul can help set this edge right here. But instead, Rasul's following him across the field. And now Jair has to try to step up and help in the run game. But look how far off he is. Mm-hmm. I'm just not a huge fan of man coverage. That's one of the many reasons I'm not. So let's watch it back at 50%. Let's watch the front this time. So you see what I'm saying? How now they've got their hat count. I mean, There's all kinds of space there too. That's why you got to be careful falling in love with man coverage. So here's the setup. Yeah, look, this is not what you teach right here.
No.
So that's a tough look. Both defensive linemen on the ground. Now you see Devondre being somewhat aggressive here, right? The edge is set pretty good by Kingsley. He does a pretty good job right there.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's setting the edge.
Also because Campbell started on the top hash marks there, and Quay was over almost towards the numbers because they were in a 12 personnel, so he was trying to be head up on the tight ends there, and so Devondre did have to reach all the way across, but that gives you time for those tackles to climb and get to the second level.
Yeah, no doubt. And the frustrating part here too is Jair came out last year and said they were trying to get him to play closer to the line of scrimmage. He's more comfortable playing off. Look how far off. That ain't the problem I have. Right here, watch Jair's movement. Keep an eye on Jair and keep an eye on the ball going into the running back's hands. And watch Jair. You can't. What are we doing? Like the running back has the ball, and you're in a straight back pedal 8 yards away from the line of scrimmage. Yeah. So you have, if we go across the line here, 2 interior defensive linemen laying on their bellies, right? You've got Devondre Campbell is just trying to hand check rather than attacking, the point of attack there, the point of attack. And then back here, you got Jair backpedaling. And after they just played, we're playing man coverage, and they did a little cheat motion to take a Rasul completely out of the play. That's how you end up getting gashed.
Oh, look at the Enigbare try tackle too.
And that was with him setting the edge, Jacob. So that's a pretty good.
Turned him inside and had a chance at a tackle.
That's but it's the way that he flung himself and then just like comically fell off of him. It's like,
We all have smartphones, and we all know they're pretty amazing, but they also can be amazingly distracting, especially when we're around other people. So US Cellular wants us to reset our relationship with our phones by putting down our phones for $5. That's right, a company that sells phones wants us to put down our phones. And to see what we find, learn more at uscellular.com/built for us.
You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com. You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com. You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com.
Yeah, so that one I'm chalking up to man coverage and your 2 interior defensive linemen just getting beat like a drum, right? 3rd and 3 play, 7:24 left in the first quarter, still scoreless, a little cheat motion. We'll keep it here with no sound for a second. Let's see what happens. Look at Carl Brooks get off the ball. Man.
Man. I remember that play. I remember specifically yelling so loud that I thought, I'm going to get evicted for this.
So Carl Brooks, great pass rush move. I think it's Kenny that actually misses the tackle here. Look at Kenny with a little swim move. He gets somewhat washed out.
I feel like Carl, can you rewind that back? Carl had an angle. If for some reason he just seemed hesitant to finish the play. Like, watch this right here. All he has to do, cut inside.
Yeah.
But that's also the rush lane aspect of it too. Is are we creating a pocket, or are we just going to go full tilt?
All right, definitely.
And then look, can you quick rewind that just real quick, like to the very end of the play? What I talked about, look at Nixon, look at Campbell, how they stop and wait. I mean, I know it's a quarterback and they expect him to slide, but that's the kind of stuff where I'm so used to them. Like, instead of just taking an angle and going, they'll stop and wait to diagnose. And it's like they get another 5, 6, 7 yards. And
that's why I'm excited about Edgerrin Cooper. When we did the chalk talk on Edgerrin Cooper, and listen, I know it was college. I get it. But what did you see a lot? The start, stop, shoot, right? You don't see that with Devondre Campbell. You just don't. Like you said, it's just hesitate. Like, what are you waiting on? It's a quarterback attack. Right. So, all right. Tough start there. let's keep it rolling here. That was another third down conversion with Desmond Ridder making a play with his legs. Here's a 1st and 10 play. They're now at our 29.5-yard line. We're in a 34 jam front. Notice Jair. I think that's Jair. No, it ain't Jair. Who is that? That's Rudy Ford, isn't it? Kind of playing in the box a bit. So you've got 5 on the line and basically 3 flirting with the box. They're in an I formation here. See what we got as we roll the tape here. Ball snapped. Little fake misdirection.
Oh, Jair good too.
Yeah. Pretty play design right there. Let's roll it back. And this was, to me, this looks like, this is zone. This is all zone. So the big thing that you notice here, the backers, watch them both get pulled up. They're just this is overly aggressive. They all take a step up. This is what play action does. If you don't even run that play action, what probably happens is Quay is sitting here, Devondre's sitting here, and you can't hammer that slant right there.
The backers, you might as well add Rudy Ford and Ja in there too, because that should have been a touchdown. Look at London absolutely just run butt naked after Ja takes a step down at the bottom of the screen.
Yep. And again, this is being aggressive right here. And this is why our linebackers graded out so bad last year, guys.
And then there's our safety in our corner. They're both 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. I mean,
what is Ja doing? Bro, he got so faked out. Watch him having a bell now. He's like, oh crap. Yeah, they could have hit the corner. Did you see that? They could have nailed that corner. Lucky it was just a slant. All right. We're 25 minutes in. We're going to have to speed up. We'll be here all night, no doubt. All right, next play. We'll look at this little orbit motion. All right, when we say orbit motion, what it means is you have someone motioning around the quarterback. Okay, that's what they call orbit. Think of your planets that you learned in grade school, Jacob. And what do the planets do? They orbit the sun, do they not? Unless you're a flat earther, I don't know.
I was just going to say, I'm pretty sure Jacob is.
I was told Pluto was still a planet. I don't know if they still are down with Pluto.
You're an amazing person. You know that, don't you?
I do know that.
So
Dad said I was so good at 4th grade that they let me do it 3 different times. I was the tallest kid in school too. I was the biggest kid. I was the best at 4th grade, dude.
Oh.
I wouldn't say it. Some people said it. I didn't say it.
I would never say that.
So orbit motion, look at this little play action. Van Ness has to honor that. This is not on Van Ness, right? He's got to be able to set the edge there. And you see the hat count, man. They just got it. This guy, he's already setting up to get blocked here.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be a block there. And guess who's going to be left in the hands of? Darnell Savage, right?
I mean, that's just a good play design.
It really is.
Paid too.
Yep.
Jeez.
If Pitts got upfield on that, Quay wouldn't have made the tackle.
Yep. All right, next play, we're going pistol. Another close look. I think that's Drake London in motion, little cheat motion. Read option. Ooh-wee. Look at this, boys. This is going to be a 2-hour show. So watch Devondre Campbell. I'm pretty sure this is Devondre Campbell.
Yep.
His job on a read option, he's got to make a decision. You either attack the mesh point or you stand straight up and strafe and force him to hand the ball off to the running back. Depending on what the call was during the week, hey, look, when they come out in this pistol close set, they're going to run zone read option. You got to make your decision. Watch what Devondre does. He does neither, right? That is horrible. That is, I mean, for that guy to go on Twitter and talk like it was everybody else's fault and not his, I'm sorry. You can't blame that one on Joe Barry there, Hosscat. This guy has the ball. You just fell for the banana in the tailpipe. That's what you just fell for. So.
Dude, and even Savage got pulled in on that too.
Yeah.
At the top of the screen.
Yeah, honestly, Job played that about as good as he could.
He did set the edge, didn't he?
Yeah.
I agree. So now they're inside the 1 yard line here. They be in Atlanta, of course. Let's speed it up just a touch. We'll go slow motion if we need to. All right, so here they are in just a close eye. Little play action, about fell down. Should have been picked. That was miscommunication, obviously. More so than miscommunication, I'm wondering if he got, good on Savage. You see Savage right here, routed him out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Takes him right out of the play. Right there. You got to pick that ball, though, guys. Come on. So obviously they had to settle for a field goal here. Young Ho Koo, kicker, going to put 3 on the board. Emilio was about 6 daddy sodas deep right now.
All I did was just wave this flag over the side the entire time.
All right, Packers ball. They're going to come out in an ace set. Looks like an ace, bunch nasty, X across the board. And let's see what we got here. 1st and 10, little play action. Going to hammer the slant. Look at Dobbs in those strong hands, man. Great catch right there, dude. Great catch. Decent ball. A little bit off, but still got the job done. Look, they obviously seen something with the Falcons that they wanted to go bunch nasty look. This time it's a 12 personnel. I think that's Ben Sims. Actually, that's 13, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's Josiah DeGuara. That's Luke Musgrave, if I'm looking at it correctly. So they went with 13 bunch nasty X. Little play action. Roll out right. Hit our boy Musgrave. Stayed on his feet. First down.
And Romeo dusted his dude, too.
Yeah. Seen that. All right. Next play. 3rd and 10. All right. First quarter, 47 seconds left. Falcons leading 3-0. Packers are going to come out in a what appears to be a tray right or a tray left look. T weak. Got Romeo Dobbs there highlight down at the bottom. That's in an isolation play. And once again, you see how they wanted to attack Jordan Love the same way the Chiefs did in his first ever start there during the COVID year. They're just going to try to apply pressure. See what happens here. A little cheat motion with Jaden Reed. Love going to step up.
Way to pick that up.
This is the play where he said, I thought we needed some juice.
Lord.
Yeah.
I love it, but at the end, cut to the sideline, man. Don't cut inside. Just cut
This is the one that literally he said, LaFleur said, what are you doing? He said, felt like we needed some juice.
Oh, boy.
Look at that head fake, though. Oh,
man.
He said, where you at?
Getting them riled up, right? All right, so obviously change field position here. Still the same possession, 2nd and 10 play, 14:25 left in the second quarter. Bang, hammer it in there for a good, 8 yards to Luke Musgrave. Love to see Musgrave flex out. I'm excited about him being fully healthy this year and not having internal bleeding. That's going to be exciting. Look here. This is one of the best plays of the day. So they come out in a 2x2 set, nasty split. They were somewhat stacked on this side. Obviously, it's strong right, T same, okay? And it's just going to be a little jet sweep, right around the end to our boy Jaden Reed. This is one of 2 touchdowns by Jaden Reed on the day, and you ain't catching that guy. Look at that.
Oof.
Let's go.
That looks so pretty right there. Can we just rewind to the fact that casually Clayton was just like, Luke Musgrave, so great. Can't wait till the day where he doesn't have internal bleeding. All right, anyways.
It's true though, man.
That's not a segue, man.
Let's listen to the call on this one since it's one of the highlights.
First a goal from the 9 on the toss. This is Reed. Turns the corner. Takes it to the end zone for a Packers touchdown.
What?
All right. That's all you get. It was a rough day at the office. All right, boys. So Packers are up 7-3 in the second quarter now, 3rd and 15 play. Defense has got Atlanta on their heels here at their own 12-yard line. Let's roll the tape, see what happens. Cannot give up this first down here. You cannot give up that first down. That's tough, man. So what happens on that play? This is just a chuck and duck. 3 defenders around.
4.
Yeah.
5.
5. So you cannot do that, man. 3rd and 15 play. When you have 4 or 5 defenders around the ball and they don't make a play, I don't know what to tell you. 1st and 10 play, a little toss. Oh, Lord have mercy. I remember this play. Look at Kingsley Anibare, man. He wins right off the bat, right? See him jump the gap. Look, he's back there. Oh, no. He's got his ankles broke right there. Whoop.
Oh.
Whoop. I'm glad we can laugh about it now.
I remember this play specifically, too. Yeah, and
this is the problem I have. Like, Darnell Savage on his way out was like basically voiced his opinion to the reporters that he had a huge problem with Joe Barry, but Joe Barry can't make that tackle for you. Like that's pitiful.
Wow.
On my knee.
I forgot about this too. I remember pointing this out on Twitter, and it got a lot of looks, but people did not like me for saying, hey, bro, this is not a block in the back. What are we doing? What? I'm going to go super slow motion if it'll play it here. Watch his head go down. You know it's a block in the back when that dude holds his hands up going, I didn't block him in the back.
I don't know why they put their hands up. I don't know why they do
Crazy.
that.
Man.
All right, it's just Bijan Robinson being Bijan Robinson right there, man. All right, 4th and 4 play. You guys remember, you'll see this a lot as we're doing the rewinds this year. Remember me talking about all the dropped interceptions? Look at this. That's a gift.
His receiving is tough.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Little cheat motion to Musgrave at the bottom. Jordan's sitting in the pocket. Look at Dontavian Wicks. First down, Packers. All right, 2nd and 3, 5:30 left in the second quarter. We are approaching the middle 8. Love outside, first down to Josiah DeGuara. I didn't know he had a catch last year. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you, Josiah. All right, empty set. Coming out in a little empty look. I'm pretty sure that's Patrick Taylor up top. 3rd and 6 play. Jordan's going up top. Look at that throw, baby.
Oh, my Lord.
Man. That is a pretty ball, boys.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful ball. Look at that. You can't throw it any better. Pretty good defense, right? I think we would all agree.
Great.
That's just a good defensive play. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you got to settle for 3 here. Hopefully we're going to kick it. Yeah, let's see what Anders does here. Anders Carlson gets the field goal. So we were up 10-3. We're now leading the middle 8, 3-0. I think this is one of those rare games where we won the turnover differential and the middle 8, but somehow lost the game.
Yeah.
All right, so Atlanta ball, 2:30 left. See if we can hold them here during the middle 8. Another stretch run. First down.
Dude, this is bringing back. I remember my exact emotional mindset, like as I watched this game, and I was like, "We can't tackle him. Like you can't tackle him."
Right. Look at this right here, and this is another one of those situations. There might be some kind of stunt. No, it's just Preston Smith getting bullied. He gets bullied right here. You got to set that edge, bro. Like, what are we doing inside here? You know, that's tough.
All right.
And you seen Devondre kind of hop out there too, but. A little too late. Rudy Ford coming over. What? All right, 1st and 10. We're now under the 2-minute warning. Jeez. All right. 4th and 1. Toss play. Once again, look at Darnell Savage. Look at Darnell Savage, boys. What are we doing? What are we doing? Unbelievable, man. Another big gain. So obviously convert on 4th down. 25 seconds left in the half. 1st and 10 play out of the pistol set. Close twins. Going to cheat over to a normal set. Darnell Savage gives up the completion. 1st down. I'm not going to miss Sav, man. Sorry. I think we improved tremendously with the signings and the draft picks this year. All right, they're going empty inside the 5.
Oh, Quay. Oh.
Yeah. And immediately, yeah. So this is Ja. This is the matchup you want, man. This is your best corner against their best wide receiver. I think that's Drake London, or is that Pitts?
It's London.
That's Drake. London. Okay. So, yeah, you got Drake London, and you got Jair on him. And he just gets bullied, man. Touchdown. That's a killer. So they go up 7-3 in the middle 8 here, and obviously tie the ball game right before halftime. That's tough. No, they don't. You mean someone else other than Anders Carlson missed an extra point last year? Holy cow. So we're up 10-9. We got the opening possession of the second half, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, we made them go 3 and out, didn't we? I remember that.
Yeah.
We made them go 3 and out first drive of the second half, so the defense stood tall there.
Yeah, if you look here too, Jordan Love 7 for 12 for 69 yards and a tud. Just saying.
Yep. First down, Samori Toure.
Toure.
His first of the game, 2nd down and 9. Musgrave in motion. Wait to Dillon.
Get all that time. Pretty throw. Look at Dobby. Dobby
is so easy.
Dobby's just smooth, ain't he, man? Like, seriously.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because, I mean, you see that as that throw's being made, it's like, is he going to be able to get his feet in? Look at that, man. That's textbook. Love it. I think Dobbs going to have a good year.
Oh, yeah.
Who makes the catch for Green Bay Packers first down.
All right, let's play. Play action, deep drop, 5-step drop. Let it rip. Dontavian Wicks. Let's go.
Woo! That was pretty. I forgot about that.
Yes, it was.
Yo.
52 yards, the rookie out of Virginia with his first TD.
All right, we got to take it back and watch that, right? Let's see exactly how that play unfolded. Get it back far enough here. I didn't realize he danced that long. Good dance moves, don't get me wrong, but all right, so that's what they got there.
Sideline, it's Dobbs who makes the catch for Green Bay Packers first down.
All right, let's see how this sets up here. So the Packers are in another nasty split. Looks like they're going to motion over to twins, which essentially will be, this is a 12 look, right? One running back, two tight ends. When we say twins, you're going from a normal set. This guy's going to motion over to where you got a 2-by-2 set, probably going to end up being like a stack look. And I guess that's Tay right there coming across, ain't it? So they use Dontavian Wicks across on the cheap motion. Is this slot cross? Sure looked like slot cross, didn't it? Little switch slot cross. Is that a dig? That's a dig. Yep. That right there, too, man. That gets you excited, boys. Get off me, son. We're gone. I think he's going to end up being the best receiver on this team. I really do, man. I didn't realize he got that early of a start, too, last year. I knew he came on strong kind of at the end of the year, but I didn't realize that he was contributing that early in the year. So, Dontavian Wicks has arrived. So right here, we're feeling pretty good about this game. Wouldn't y'all agree?
Yeah. Oh, I was hyped. I was excited.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Falcons. 10:31 left in the third quarter. Some more motion. Here's Bijan Robinson again.
It's just
it's so bad. So hard to watch, man. What happened on this play, Jacob? I want to know your expertise, sir.
Look, the whole defense turns and chases him. That's what happens. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, you look, is that Slayton getting blown out? I mean, we have Justin Hollinson on this play. I don't like that.
Yeah, watch Slayton right here. Watch right here the entire play.
Right.
This is tough. He's just getting drove off the ball, man.
Yeah. And then you watch Devondre. He's just kind of he's chasing the momentum of the play, but taking steps back as he does it, and he only comes up to quote unquote make the play. He gets caught in the wash, and it's just it quite makes the tackle coming across the other side of the field.
And this is why you don't want to fall in love with tackles, because you see Quay's a tackling machine. He's an absolute monster. Look at his Madden rating. Yeah, man, you see all these tackles are happening around the 8, 9, 10 yard mark, aren't they?
Right.
Like it's on down the field. Now listen, I'm glad he brought him down, don't get me wrong, but same time it's like we can't treat, having a bunch of tackles like it's just a golden goose. Like setting up a little screen pass there, that's a pretty play call. Holy cow, let's watch that one unfold. They use a little eye candy with the motion. So they basically motion over where they got kind of a bunch set. Think it's going to be a smoke.
Have you ever experienced turbulence on a flight and wondered why?
And you can see all the terrain around you. You've got no issue with visibility or anything?
No, everything's peachy.
Maybe you've sat on the tarmac for hours wondering why your plane isn't moving.
Well, we're outside here. They're saying the ramp is closed. They won't let us park because of Air Force One.
Listen in on the conversations between pilots and air traffic controllers on the Air Traffic Out of Control podcast.
510 declaring an emergency. There's smoke in the cabin. I need to make a landing right now on 31 left.
We have the most interesting, wild, and funny ATC recordings you will ever hear. Check out Air Traffic Out of Control wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Nope, just a screen. See it setting up there, Emilio?
Little tight end slip screen there. Block real quick, peel off.
Yep. You'll see the lineman get out here.
Right.
Wait, he recognizes it. He just is a little too slow. Stops right there. Waits for the contact. Yep.
Got to attack, man. Got to.
Oof. Hey, Savage. Look at that.
Yeah. Made a tackle. All right, 1st and 10, third quarter, 8:13 left. Another running play right up the middle. My goodness gracious. Let's see what happens here. Oh, yeah. Who was that got washed out? Was that Kenny?
Get washed.
Was that Kenny? That was Kenny, wasn't it? Watch Kenny just get manhandled right here.
Yeah.
See, so you notice here how Devondre jumped inside to this gap and Kenny's working towards that gap too.
Mm-hmm.
Milio, it's not supposed to be like that, right?
No. Dude, and Quay's over there too. Like, we got both our linebackers standing next to each other inside the hash marks. How's that going to help us?
Yeah. Look, the run is here, right? And look at these three defenders all playing pretty much the same gap. That's why you heard Matt LaFleur get frustrated last year. He's like, boys, this ain't scheme. Like, you guys.
I feel like all we've been watching, too, is like 8 to 12-yard runs.
All day long, man. Bijan had we'll look at the box scores as we wrap up, but I'm sure he had a big game. Here you are in a 34 jam. Like, how else, other than bringing this safety up into the box too, what else do you do here, right? You got a 34 jam look, and you've got borderline 9 people in the box. I know Jai isn't technically in the box, but he's in this run fit right here. He bails. Keyshawn in the hole. Oh, that's textbook tackling. Then he made Savage. See him make Savage miss at the end? Once again.
Yeah, and then Rudy taunts him as he makes the 10-yard tackle.
Yeah, gotta love that, right?
Yeah.
All right, so obviously they're driving. They're now inside the 20 in the red zone. Ritter going to drop back the pass. Look at Preston Smith. There you go, baby. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Clark finished it up. So Preston and Kenny with the half sack each. And that forces a 4th down. I think they're going to settle on the field goal. And Young Hoku hits it. So it is now 17-12. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Jordan Love play action pass. Going to launch it up deep.
Oh, boy.
That's pass interference. Throw that flag. Dobbs, even when he doesn't make plays, man, he's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a huge gain right there. Look where that puts the ball, guys. That's a huge penalty. So, all right, 2nd and 2 now. Still up 17-12. We're on their 28-yard line.
I like that.
Ooh, some actual moves.
Yeah, that's what I want to see from AJ this year, man.
I like it because it gets him going downhill as he catches it. You know, it's a little quick pitch, and he's got the steam rolling.
Definitely. 1st and 10, 1:36 left in the third. Packers still lead 17-12. Love back. Hammers the out route. Jaden Reed, close to a 1st down. 1st and goal play action pass.
Oh,
other than Jaden Reed. Dude's a spark plug. Touchdown.
God, we had this game, man.
Telling you, bro. And here's the tell of like 2 tapes here. Like, some people said the defense absolutely folded. But I remember in the fourth quarter, we had 3 straight 3-and-outs, if I remember correctly. So it's like, yes, the defense gave up a huge lead. I got you. I understand it's frustrating. But you also got to point out the fact that the offense just completely whiffed during the fourth quarter. If you guys will, we got a pretty good crowd in here. If you would, just take a quick second, hit that like button for us on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, click on my profile. You'll see the YouTube link. Feel free to sub to the channel and hit like for us as well. We greatly appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Just suffering through this together, right? That's how we get through these. So another 34 jam look. Little misdirection. Can't have it. That's Kobe Wooden, ain't it?
Yeah.
You got to be able to make that tackle, man. You got to. At least I know it's tough. It's Bijan, but what are we doing? Another missed tackle. Was that Sav? I think it was Sav, wasn't it? Yep.
Sure.
Look at Savage working outside. He's just going completely whiff. Whoop.
Just horrible. Jeez.
Yeah, it really is. And listen, I know he tripped him up. Still got 3 yards after he contacted him. Like, you got to be able to get in there and stick that guy. Here's another 34 jam look. Joe Barry's putting everybody in the box. Like, for God's sakes, can we slow these guys down? Look at that little chicanery. I remember this play. Little flea flicker.
Oh, my Lord.
Jacob, we talked about this on Chalk Talk. This was tough to watch. I'm going to slow it down here. When Savage comes into the frame, look at this.
You're like, oh, he's got it.
This is his. You kidding me? His eye is on the ball. He's going to high point it and everything.
Oh, jeez.
Not going to high point it. He just
right away.
Yeah, that's so bad, man.
That's
you got mossed.
Yeah.
Tell you, man, give me Javon Bullard in that spot. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful to Savage, put Javon Bullard in that spot. He'll make that play. I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 4th and 4. We're up 24-12. Get a stop here, and we're feeling good, right? Let's go slow motion, make it all dramatic. Little RPO. Rashawn Gary gets pulled in here. Did you see it?
Yeah.
So Rashawn Gary's got to make a decision, either hold strong and force them to hand the ball off or attack the mesh point, right? Kind of does
both.
He gets too far inside and then decides he's going to go after Desmond Ridder. Listen, he's the only one. Now, here's the thing, too. Look at the corners. Look at the safety. This is on Gary here, man. He got too aggressive. Look at the corner still fading back. Why? Yeah. What are we doing? We playing the goal line? Look at Rudy Ford. He's literally going backwards. He sees who has the football here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know you got to cover your man to a certain extent, but, like, come on.
Wow. What is that angle, too, by the cornerback? Come on, pinch it.
That's Rasul Douglas, too. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, and you'll see Rasul get up and get mad at Rashawn Gary, too. Look at him talking to Rashawn. See him? Because he didn't stay at home.
Mm-hmm. Because they had their hat count. Once they ran that read option to that side, that was
and they knew too that we were in man coverage. That's the other thing too. This is man coverage. Again, when you play man coverage, you put guys on islands.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, they have to cover, right? So yeah, I'm with you. Bad tackle attempt there by Rasul. Lucky Rashawn didn't get hurt there too.
Yeah.
On a 4th down, they picked Rashawn to be the conflict defender, and we couldn't make it happen.
You like your matchup there too, right? Like
Definitely.
you would think, yeah, that's the guy I want. But all right, so up 24-19, 3rd and 9 play. This is what I was talking about with the 3 and outs. Let's see if we actually convert here. 11:08 left in the game. Love back to pass. Little 3-by-1 set. Should have been picked off. So this is one of those 3 and outs that we were talking about, right? You got to. Listen, you know your defense struggling to stop the run. You got to come out here and convert. He's lucky that wasn't a pick 6. Bad mistake there by Jordan.
And what was there, like 30 seconds run off the clock maybe? It's still 11 minutes.
Maybe, yeah. So Atlanta's got the ball right back, 1st and 10. We're up 24-19, 9 minutes left. Look at that swing pass.
Jeez. Bijan Robinson had a game against us.
Yeah, Bijan's a good ball player. I know people made fun of me last year, going into the draft because I was like, man, Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs, like these guys can be playmakers in the passing game. They're just as good a receiver as they are a running back. And I know people think that running backs are overvalued. Like you can't take a running back in the 1st round. If they can play a receiver position, yes, you can. Look at that swing pass. And Rasul just gets lost. You see Rasul on this play, right? It could be one of two things. This could be Quay's supposed to be the flat defender, or it could be Quay's dropping and Rasul is supposed to be responsible for the flat. But regardless, nobody attacks it. Look at Quay gets washed in. Look at Rasul. That's like shooting fish in a barrel right there. Mm-hmm. That's a blown coverage is what that is. All right, so they're driving again. 3rd and 7 play, got to get a stop here. Ain't going to happen. Just hammer the slant. So on this play here, right, you got Rasul. To me, this looks like zone, probably zone match would be my opinion here, my guess. And you've got to know here with Quay or with Devondre Campbell, there's no other threats on this side of the field, right? So you got to take a peek early, man. You got to know this guy is working the inside. These guys are dropping back. You got to know that. Look at all this space he gives him, right? It's almost like he was trying to bait him. He just lost, man. We're not going to miss Devondre Campbell, man.
No.
Not the way he played last year. All right, so I guess that was actually a stop, wasn't it?
It was incomplete.
Ended up being incomplete. Still got burned, though, didn't he? Still got cooked. So they're going to settle for a 39-yard field goal attempt here on a 4th and 7. Young Ho Kook hits it. So now it is a 1-possession game here. Only up by 2. Here we are again. Another chance for the offense. It's a 3rd and 1 play. 6:49 left. Let's see if we can move the chains. Nope. Stopped short, wasn't it? Let's see where the spot's at. It's going to be close. I think I remember this play. Everybody got mad at A.J. Dillon for tripping and falling. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you gave the ball right back to them, punted it away, 27-yard line. The Falcons had the ball with 6 minutes left. I'm pretty sure this is where they marched right down the field. So, again, 3 straight, 3-and-outs from the offense. Look at that. Look who that catch was made on, too. Drake London on Jair Alexander. Oh, yeah, look. He's giving him some, too, ain't he? Frustrating. All right. Notice, too, why don't they let Jair follow the number 1? There's Drake London. There's Jair. He's following him. And we just showed you he's eat his lunch a couple of different times already.
This is one of the plays, though. Remember, this is the patented. They got Devondre Campbell 10 yards off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This was those people that said, "Why don't we play man coverage?" And then when you play man coverage, guess what happens? They're going to flex the running back out, and you end up with a linebacker on Bijan Robinson out wide. That's how that happens. Now, people were saying, I remember people were also saying, yeah, that ain't the problem. He needs to be up here on the line of scrimmage. Okay, yeah.
He would have got washed.
Watch them cook him, too. That's Devondre Campbell on Bijan Robinson.
Right. And you got Ja's guy running a wheel route, so they would have had to cross anyway.
Yeah. And again, it's not to say that you shouldn't play man coverage. I'm just simply saying that for every defensive call, there's a counter to it. There's a negative aspect, right? Like there's things that'll end up being positive for a man coverage play, but there's also weaknesses in man, just like there's weaknesses with zone. And it's up to the offense to find those weaknesses, and they did, man. They exploited it. Little orbit motion with Bijan again. 3rd and 3 play, 2:49 left in the game. They're just driving. Little read option. Rashawn Gary lost again right there, man. You see that? So he holds his ground and just gets juked out of his. Look at Carl Brooks over pursuing. This is the problem I have. These guys are just kind of loafing, man.
I mean, they got driven like 6 yards off the ball.
Yeah. All right, let's see if they picked up the first down here. They did not. So look at this. Going to go quick snap.
That worked earlier.
Yeah. Now look at Sav. You see him? Jacob just seen it. He went, watch Savage here.
I was just over pursue. Pick a tackle. Got a hand on him, though, so that's cool.
Yeah. Thank God for Rudy Ford there. It'd been 6. Might have been a good thing, though. You just went ahead and let him score, to be honest with you. All right. Little I formation look here. Misdirection. Oh, my God. Did you just see what I seen? Watch Preston Smith right here. This is not good.
I got him.
Pancakes. Yeah. Not a good look on Ja here either, man. Watch Ja up here on the edge. You got to be aggressive, man. Look at Ja right here. He wants no part of that smoke.
Oh, my Lord.
That's tough to watch, boys. That is tough to watch.
One of the highest paid DBs in the league right there.
That's right.
Skipping and jumping backwards.
So here we are, 4th and 1, 25-yard attempt to give them the lead. So offense, 3 straight 3-and-outs, and the defense just let them run the ball right down their freaking throat. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's plenty of blame to go around in this game. 48 seconds left, 3rd and 10 play. Love back to pass. Ball game on the line. Overshot him. All right, 4th down. This 4th and 10. This is the game right here. Empty set.
Yeah.
Converted. What a catch. Samori Torre. Yep.
Yeah.
On the ball, going to spike it. Let's go ahead and let him bring us home here.
And a penalty flag. This is a booth review of the final 2 minutes.
Oh, I was so mad at this game.
You talk about a gut check by the Falcons and Arthur Smith. After review, the receiver did not maintain conviction of the pass before going to the board. And that is clearly incomplete. But going back to a gut check for the Falcons at home, down 2 scores, and you see Jordan Love being consoled by Matt LaFleur. Arthur Smith, great job. Atlanta Falcons, great job today.
So there you go. That was Packers-Falcons, week 2. Oh, I'm glad we watched it, though. Good refresher. What's the main takeaways, guys?
I think that, honestly, Matt LaFleur should play that whole game like we just watched for that team today, and say, I mean, not literally today, but the team we have today for them, and just be like, look what you had. Look at how we lost this game. Look at what we did and didn't capitalize on, and learn from that. And a lot of the guys that are that were in that game are still on the team, and I think that it would probably cut just as deep. Like watching that, I was watching the chat. It's like, oh, this is hard to watch because it was. I remember literally every emotion I was feeling on each of those plays.
Yep.
I remember that. It is. I got PTSD up in here. But I think that LaFleur needs to reiterate that in the guys' minds and be like, do you remember the feeling of losing this game that you thought you were in control of the whole time?
Right.
Like, go back to that moment, figure out how that felt, what we did wrong, and how to correct it. And I think it's a good learning experience.
It can happen that quick. The big thing that stood out to me, Emilio, was the missed tackles.
Yeah.
Man, there was a lot of missed tackles. And Rashawn not setting the edge on the read option, another thing. You guys know I'm the biggest Rashawn Gary fan on the face of the planet. I think he is a stud. This was not one of his better games, though.
Yeah, a lot of mental mistakes. A lot of things that you kick yourself for after the fact. You made one decision that was wrong, but it cost you the game, sort of thing. It was tough. They were young, right? First loss as a young team. They needed it. How many one-score games did we have, though? As we go through this season, pay attention to that, because over the Vikings, they were undefeated in their one-score games 2 years ago, right? And how big was that? They got right into the playoffs, no problem, and so maybe we close in on some of those and don't fall to as many.
Yeah, no doubt. The missed tackle stood out. Rashawn Gary not setting the edge stood out. The other thing, too, in the fourth quarter, just getting pass happy with the lead like that. You got to know the clock is your biggest opponent right there, right? That becomes your opponent now is the clock. And the fact that they went 3 and out 3 times in a row, man, it's just tough.
Clayton.
Yeah, Bob.
Sounds like the stream just got nuked again.
Yeah.
Got it. It'll come back up. If you guys are still in here.
Yeah.
It's just triggering copyright, and it'll come back up, and then you can go back and watch it later, too. It'll be in its entirety. So it is what it is. But, yeah, so let's go to the box score real quick. It sounded like we got all the way through the film before it got nuked, so that's good.
Yeah.
But, all right, so offensive box score, Jordan Love, 14 of 25, 151 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a rating of 113.5. If you see 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, you think great game. I don't feel like it was a great game for Jordan. Like 151 yards, you could not move the ball hardly at all, and you still scored over 20 points, right? It's just – the touchdowns down there in the red zone, that does help the numbers. And, of course, I think that the reverse, if I remember correctly, was actually a touch pass to Jaden Reed, so that counted as a passing touchdown when it was really a reverse. So just to kind of put that in perspective. But A.J. Dillon, 15 carries for 55 yards. Obviously, Aaron Jones was out with the hammy. I know, listen, I was as upset as anyone that Aaron Jones is not going to be on the team, but we forget availability, right? It was an issue last year. Up until the end of the year. So A.J. Dillon, 15 carries, 55 yards, 3.7 a pop. Jordan Love had 2 carries for 23 yards. Dontavian Wicks had 2 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Reed, 4 catches for 37 yards and 2 touchdowns. Romeo Dobbs, 2 catches for 30 yards. Luke Musgrave, 2 catches for 25 yards. Obviously, on their side of the ball, you had Desmond Ridder, 19 of 32 for 237, a touchdown and 1 interception. Bijan Robinson's the tough one. 19 carries, 124 yards rushing, 6.5 yards per rush. Oh, by the way, he had 4 catches for 48 yards. They basically said, Bijan, carry the load for us.
Yeah. How many first downs did he get for his team, too?
No doubt, man. On the defensive side of the ball, this is what I was talking about with the tackles. Quay Walker, 17 total tackles. You see that and go, man, Quay showed up. How many of them were for a loss? 0. Right? So it's just tough, man, when you're tackling the ball 8-10 yards down the field. Now, here's the thing. We're expecting less shell pre-snap looks, so the safety's going to be in the box a little bit more. I just showed you on this tape right here. The safety was in the box, right? So it's the guys got to play better. Now, the key here is Darnell Savage is no longer that safety in the box. You basically take Rudy Ford and Darnell Savage, we would all agree, they look bad in this game, right? Do we agree with that? We're replacing them with Xavier McKinney and Javon Bullard or Ketan Oladapo, right? Or Evan Williams. You think Evan Williams is sitting on his heels waiting to attack? I don't think so. I think that dude is going to play very, very aggressive. Devontae Campbell, same thing as Quay Walker, 14 tackles, but was just always down the field making tackles. Let's see here. Quarterback hits. Quay Walker got a quarterback hit. Preston Smith did. Kenny Clark had 2 QB hits with a half sack. Let's see here. TJ Slayton had a QB hit. Rashawn Gary had a QB hit. Lucas Van Ness had a tackle for a loss there. And Carl Brooks had a tackle for a loss. So how many times did we actually sack him? 1 sack? That's it. And I think going in, I want to say the week before too, Desmond Ridder was like one of the most sacked quarterbacks in week 1. I remember that being the storyline. So there's that. And then as far as special teams, Keyshawn Nixon still averaging 27.5 yards per return. He had 2 returns for 55 yards on kickoffs. To put that into perspective, Mike Hughes, their kick returner, had 1 for 19. Punt returns, there was no punt returns by the Packers. So that's interesting. They'll see kicking. Anders Carlson, the woes hadn't showed up yet, man. He was 1 for 1 on field goals, and that was a 33-yarder, and then he was 3 for 3 on extra points. So he really struggled down the stretch. Daniel Whelan, 4 punts for 199 yards, averaged 49.8 yards, had 1 touchback, none inside the 20, along with 59. You see, he kind of smoked the other punters' numbers there, So,
but you see it there. We punted 4 times. They punted once.
Yep, bingo. They were just able to run the ball down our throat the entire day. And again, I understand the hate for Joe Barry, and he's long gone, all that. I don't know what else he could have done in this Atlanta game to stop the run. Put 9 in the box. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only answer I've got.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, final thoughts, Jacob. I'm glad we did this, man. And listen, we can have fun while we watch it. The good thing is we know what happens in the second half of the season, but we got to get through this down part here. But it's important to kind of go back and get a refresher on what happened. The good news is a lot of the mistakes that we've seen, a lot of the bad tape we just seen, those players are no longer on the team. So
I was just going to ask if you could pull up our starting defense, that little schematic real quick. Not our starting, but just what the box score said there with our tackles.
Oh, you talking about the defensive box score?
Yep. Because real quick, let's look at it. Devontae Campbell, not there. Savage, not there. Ford, not there. Douglas, not there. Holland's not there. Owen's not there. Pretty
That's
much
a great point, Jacob.
Not there. It's not going to look the same at all. Those guys are going to be replaced by, a lot of guys that are new, a lot of guys that have been on the team, but necessarily haven't had that chance to shine and flash. And we've seen, again, we've talked about it. I've talked about it ad nauseum, like the fact that we have replaced older, more seasoned guys or even guys that were kind of more journeyman types they had the mentality of let's stop and wait and let the play come to us, with guys that are younger and more aggressive, where like, I'm going to make a mistake. I'm going to make it at 100 miles an hour. Just human meat missiles. That came out weird. And, it'll be fun to watch him actually.
That's what she said.
Sorry, go ahead, Jacob. I apologize. That was Emilio.
Halfway's going to let him just fly around and make plays, and I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun.
I'm going to need somebody who's watching this stream to just hashtag meat missiles. That's all I need on Twitter.
In the tracker, that seems like a good one.
We could put that on the ticker. You're right.
The word was human meat missile, is what I said. But
all right, Emilio, what you got, bub?
I'm working on it. Human meat.
Yeah, that's what I said here.
It was a tough game. At this point, I'm probably walking back, across the lawn and just kicking every rock I can find on the side of the road. But it was they needed it, right? They needed to have a loss at some point, and I'm happy it happened early because they started turning it around after that.
I've got you right here. I'm updating the ticker.
You know what's crazy though? Think about this. In week 2, we saw exactly the kind of performance which hindered our winning against the 49ers in the second week of the playoffs. Like, we had a team that the offense couldn't quite figure it out. The defense just didn't capitalize on certain, but we still should have won the game. We should have been there. We should have completely closed on it, but we just didn't. So
look at the ticker, Jacob.
Why?
There it is. We're up to date.
Yep.
All right.
There's a possum in a dumpster. There's a possum in.
He's got it on loop.
He's got it on the loop.
All right, guys, we're out of here with 6-minute mark.
What a day.
Let's wrap it up. Man, hey, we were in Atlanta. Arthur Blank owns Home Depot, right? So
good point.
We had to do it.
Bring it home with that. But coming in a little hot there, Emilio.
Sorry.
All right, guys, we're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow morning. We're going to have a Good Morning Lambeau, I believe is the plan. And then early afternoon, if everything goes as planned, we're going to debut the new college football podcast, kind of set the tone for the college football season that's coming up. Guys, we're going to cover a lot of stuff with that podcast. I'm excited about it. We'll kind of give you guys a early indication of what the top 25 may or may not look like before the rankings actually drop. We're going to hit the consensus big board just to kind of show you the top prospects that are looking to enter the NFL, as well as some that aren't on it. We'll show you a little Heisman watch. We'll also get into recruiting and talk about which schools are kind of leading the way with recruiting. We got a subscription to On3's website where to show all the top recruitment classes, as well as the transfer portal, which is the Wild West right now in college football. So a little NIL talk there as well. So It'll be fun, man. It'll be a good way to kind of keep up with the college season this year. So,
Clayton, just one chat I wanted you to hit before we sign off here.
Yeah. Go ahead, buddy.
Stephen Smith, to all, pray that you have a wonderful, memorable Memorial Day holiday. Give a nod and prayers to those that have and are serving, military, fire, police, ambulance, any others that serve. Appreciate that, Steve.
Yeah, very well said, Stephen. Very well said. Again, I can't talk about this type of stuff because I guess I'm just a nerd. I get emotional thinking about the people that have sacrificed their lives so we can sit here and talk about football, and if there's one thing that pisses me off more than anything, it's that more people don't acknowledge it. And I won't mention names, but there's a lot of people that have microphones in front of them, and it's just like it doesn't even exist. They'll mention every other cause under the sun, but they won't mention the military and even like Steven said here, and obviously Memorial Day. I don't know if it's so much about the fire, police, ambulance, and all that service, although those are just as important, but just honoring those who are willing to sacrifice their lives to make our country better, man. Definitely. Hats off to them. And here's the thing, too. I know what Memorial Day is for, and current veterans get mad when you tell them Happy Memorial Day or, hey, thank you for your service. But I always do it because without you guys and gals, we're not sitting here in a free country, I don't want to sit here and say you're just as important, even though you didn't give your life or you haven't given the ultimate sacrifice in that regard. But the fact that we still got so many people that still continue to serve our military, it's top of the heap for me, man. It's right up there with my family. I'm just being honest with you. I really appreciate it. Jacob, I know you got a lot of military folks in your family line and all that too, man.
Yep. Yeah, I do. Yeah. So, and again, that's one of those things. Don't take the weekend like it's a 3-day weekend. That means we just get to go out and party and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, man, just remember that, like Greg said, all gave some gave all. Don't lose that.
Yeah. And I know there's somebody rolling their eyes right now going, what's this got to do with football? It's got everything to do with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're one of those people that get triggered because we honor our military veterans, our heroes, or we back the blue and all that, then I don't know what to tell you. I really don't.
Why did the players stand on the field and watch the Jets go over? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly, man. All right, appreciate y'all. Again, everybody have a safe Memorial Day holiday. Thank you for pulling that up, Emilio, and we'll be with you tomorrow. Though you'll get tired of hearing us say it this weekend. I promise you that. But again, for anyone who's served or is continuing to serve, thank y'all for laying your life on the line. We will see you tomorrow morning for Good Morning Lambeau. Tim isn't here to help me out, so I'll just go ahead and say it this time. For those of you listening on the pod, thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change that we want to see in the world. And go Pack, go.
The power sweep. Actually, it's the lead play in our offense. We ask our YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet. Get an isolation with the linebacker. Tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.